Hey, Leonardo, you mind helping me out with this intro? Or are you just gonna stand there? I could really. I'm talking about your game. Can a little shy.
Hi, I'm Steve Saylor, and I'm back from PAX East, and I'm going to be talking about my time playing with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Shredder's Revenge.
Really, nothing at all?
Okay. Roll the intro. Hi, I'm Steve Saylor, I'm blind, and if you're wondering how I'm able to play video games if I'm blind, if you take a look at the video here, and the video's not there, click the link in the description down below to see exactly what I see when I'm playing video games. Also, because this is my first video back after a long while, I would encourage you, please hit the subscribe button and hit the like button for this video. It would kind of help me out, because I appreciate it. Anyway, so I just got back from PAX East 2022, and not only did I bring back some impressions about games, I also brought back COVID. That's been fun. Get vaccinated. Anyway, so here are my thoughts on one of my favorite games coming out of PAX East that I was excited to be able to play, which is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, or TMNT for short, Shredder's Revenge. This game has been on my radar for quite a bit now. Both my brother and I grew up watching TMNT. It is one of our favorite franchises, and of course, you know, having a Leonardo statue in my home can kind of tell how the excitement I have for anything TMNT. So I got a chance to play it now. I'm going to give my just general thoughts and impressions of the game, and then I'll talk about the accessibility, or at least what I tried to see in the game. So first off, if you are a fan of the original arcade or original Nintendo TMNT games, this is going to be exactly right up your alley. It plays extremely like the old arcade games, with everything side-scrolling, sort of a four-player action-adventure kind of arcade style that TMNT has been kind of known for since back in the 80s and 90s, and so this is great to be able to kind of jump back into that nostalgia aspect of it, but with obviously modern gameplay and sort of modern consoles to be able to play them and play them extremely well. The great thing is about this game is that it's up to 4-player co-op, and anybody can jump in at any given point to be able to jump in and play along with you. Literally, if you're playing local co-op, it's just a hit of a button once you're in the game, and a new player kind of drops in, and you're playing with each other. That is how simple and quick it is to be able to jump in and just play co-op. I was actually playing with first myself as Leonardo, because of course, but then I also had a developer basically just pick up a controller, hit the start button, and he dropped in as April, and we basically were like, there was no setting up of the menus, there was no setting up who's going to control which. It was just, okay, you're in, now let's go. And then a lot of that actually opens up to some amazing capabilities with co-op, in that you can actually be able to obviously have a different kind of combos depending on which sort of players you're playing with, and they all can be able to kind of create these very special moves. But one thing actually that I found was actually really cool was that in order to be able to kind of gain health, in order so that you don't die, is that you can actually be able to find pizza boxes in the levels that you're in. Now, here's the thing with co-op. Sometimes you might accidentally pick up a pizza box, or you might have done it on purpose, and you get some health, but the rest of your team doesn't. Well, here's the interesting thing you can be able to do. If you go up to one of your characters, one of the players, and you basically, there's a button you'll be able to hit to high-five each other, you can actually be able to share health, and it'll give some of that new health to your co-op friends. And that is actually a really cool mechanic that it actually will help me whenever I usually play games with my brothers, that sometimes we will accidentally pick up the health, like health by accident. Sometimes by accident. And and we usually just try to be able to share, at least this way we can be able to share health. Unfortunately, when it comes to sort of the accessibility side of things, I didn't really see a lot that was there. Unfortunately, I didn't get access to be able to see the settings of the game, and I did talk to the developers and ask about it, and I didn't have a lot to be able to say or to be able to show. What I was able to kind of glean from the gameplay that I had is that, yes, everything is bright and colorful and relatively easy to see, but unfortunately, some of the kind of background can kind of get a little bit too complex. And also as well, once you have a lot of like enemies or a lot of characters on screen at the same time, it is kind of hard sometimes to be able to kind of keep control of your character. I did suggest a high contrast mode that could sort of help in that regard. I don't know if that'll ever appear in a future update or in the game itself, but I did suggest it as an option. I did play it with headphones. It was one of the only games I actually was able to play with headphones while I was at PAX, and I sort of could tell that there was different sort of like stereo sound effects that was happening, but I couldn't sort of pick up on everything because the course PAX is being very super loud, and I wasn't really playing in the optimal environment, so I couldn't be able to tell whether or not the sound effects were distinct enough or kind of like separated enough that I could be able to kind of use that to help navigate the environment that I was in. The good thing is there is also difficulty options so that you can be able to just sort of pick up and play, and it's kind of like more of an arcade style. But then if you want to build a little bit more of a challenge and you want to be able to, instead of making it less button mashy, and you can be a little bit more combo centric, you can be able to jump up to a higher difficulty and be able to do that as well. When it comes to sort of the cinematics of the game, everything is captioned, but unfortunately there is no voiceover, at least that I was able to play. However, they did announce that there is the original cast of the original TMNT is going to be reprising their roles in this game, so I don't know whether or not that those cinematics will be updated with those new voices. It just wasn't available in the PAX demo that I played. So that is it as far as my sort of accessibility and just impressions of TMNT Shredder's Revenge. I can't wait to be able to play this later this year, and I'm excited to be able to kind of live out the dream once again as a Ninja Turtle. So that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure you stay tuned because I got more videos about me talking about my experience at PAX coming very soon to this channel. So you make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the bell notification icon so you can be notified when those videos come out. And hey, if you liked it, click the like button. I would really appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.